Morrison, and today we're going to do a bike check on my Liv Hail Advanced Zero. I'm going to go through the different components and also setups that I like to make my bike special and how I mulleted it. So I've got a 29er front wheel and a 27.5 rear wheel. To compensate with the geometry, what I've done is I've run a spring, a coil, a little bit softer so it helps bring down the bottom bracket and bring down the ride height. And then I've gone a 29er onyx fork and I've reduced my normal travel by 10 mil to again compensate for that larger front wheel. Oh, and for my cockpit I have the 1-up components bar and stem. So my bar I cut to 745 millimeters. It has a 30 millimeter rise, and I think my sweep is about dead in the middle. The way the bar is made, it has a 35 millimeter diameter, which makes it nice and stiff and secure in the middle, and then it tapers off and it has a bit of inbuilt flex at the end to help with that tail chatter, and also it's a lot more forgiving on the descents. Paired with that I have the 35 millimeter 1-up stem, and in there it holds this wonderful tool that has all the Allen keys you need, T-tool, chain breaker, and then a bit of inbuilt storage where I either keep a canister, or when I'm racing I even keep a plug kit in there. So really fast access, and it means I don't have to carry anything in my pockets or my camelback. And here we have the version 2 1-up dropper lever, which is pretty straightforward but very nice, and means that I can run 180 mil drop on my bike, which is pretty fabulous. And then my final 1-up component is the chain guide, which again is pretty straightforward, does the good things, stop my chain from coming off, and also stops ruining my chain ring if I come up short on rocks, which happens more than I like. So here we have Rev Grips. Now these are quite unique. They are suspension grips, one of a kind. How it works is the grip is actually suspended, so you have a little bit of movement there, which means the bike can move underneath you going through rough terrain. So if that's moving, my grip is lessened, my upper body's a lot more relaxed, so it's going to really help with arm pump and keep everything nice and relaxed. I first got onto these guys when I had a lot of hand injuries and I was trying to come back to riding, and I was suffering a lot with my grip strength and also with arm pump. So I bought a set, I trialed a set, and it helped me get back to riding a lot faster than I normally would have. And at first I had no intention of running them, but then I went back to normal grips and I absolutely hated them, so I've stuck with them ever since. My drivetrain, I run Shimano XTR 12 speed with a 32 chainring up front, help me get up those big hills. I'm not sponsored by Shimano, but I just find it's a really reliable system and easy to maintain. Here we have VHS, it's a New Zealand based company. It's going to help quieten my bike. I think it stands for Velocity Hucking Systems, which I mean, I'm pretty sold on the name already. And here I have my Hope Tech 3 E4 brakes. I run the bite points as close as I can, so it's nice and bitey and can brake real good. Also rotors, 203 millimeters again, great stopping power. I started with a 180, but then the tracks got a lot steeper and a lot longer, so I went to the 200s. Then we have the cranks, 170mm cranks. I tried 165, but just found I didn't like it as much, so I went back. And what else do we have? The hubs. I've completely mind blanked on the old hubs, so we'll read it. Pro 4 hubs. Pro. What does it say? Pro 4 Evo. And here we have Pro 4 Evo Hope hubs. Very stiff, very fast, very good. And for my wheels, I run Wheelworks. They are carbon, 30mm internal, so a reasonably wide rim, but it makes a tyre. I like the pattern and the curve of what the tyre is on these rims. Wheelworks is a New Zealand based company that hand builds wheels in Wellington, and I ran them before I turned professional, and then when I was able to choose my own sponsors, I went back there because I've never had an issue with them, and I really like the wheels and the quality builds that they make. So yeah, I'm stoked to be on them again. So for a tyre, I run the Asguy 2.5 width, double down, tubeless, and I run 19 psi in there, sometimes 20, 21 if it's super rocky. I like the Asguy because on the front, because it just seems a really good all-round tyre for many conditions. So it's one of those tyres that I can get used to, and then I really have to change it unless it's super muddy. And then I go shorty up the front, and then I run Cushcore in here. For the front, I normally only run the XC Cushcore, unless it's somewhere like Chile where we're going like 50 kilometers an hour into rocks or mega avalanche, and then I'll run the Pro up the front for a bit more rim protection and also to help with the dampening. And then in the back, my favourite back tyre is the Minion DHR. Again, same width, tyre pressures normally 21, sometimes quite a lot higher depending on the track if it's fast or rocky. The Pro Cushcore in the back, and yeah, I think that's about it about tyres and wheels. I have my Onyx 29er fork. I ran 160mm travel. My rebound is pretty open, so I like it quite fast, and my compression is really low. I only run 2 clicks low speed, and then my high speed compression is about 90-95% open as well, and it's bright green. And in the rear I have my DVO Jade X coil with a 300-pound spring, and I've got a nice dial here that will fully lock out for climbs. And then inbuilt, because I'm a fairly lightweight rider, my aggression doesn't quite meet the stock tune, so it has inbuilt high-speed compression in there, so a little bit firmer than stock with a obviously lighter spring, and a very open rebound again. Cool, and I think that's about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments and I'll try and answer as many as I can. Cheers!